What's up, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be talking about something that I just was. I don't know if I was ever going to do a review on this, and let me explain the reason why. Um, for obviously, you see what the title is: Wolfpack Season 1 review. I was very confused on this show. When I say that, I feel this show did not hold up to my standards. When I saw the trailer, I did not really care about anything about the show. Again, I'm assuming that this show is completed because again, the last episode was in March and we're in May now. So it's been a minute since I even thought about doing a video on this. I know I did one. I think I did like 2-3 videos. I did a reaction and I did a first impression video, and then I did a on Sarah Michelle Gellar's character on if she was the mother of some characters. Again, whether you like this show or not, that is fine. Me personally, I'm not a fan of this show. I'm really not a fan of this show. I felt like the best episode we got was the last episode. The reason why we finally got to see Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in action, due to her actually showing her being a wolf and being almost like Buffy in a way. So I really enjoyed that. I just did not enjoy a lot of these characters. I really did not care about these characters. A lot of these characters I found very annoying, especially the ending, which was really weird. So at the very end of the season, we see where Harlan gets arrested. Blake gets separated from her brother. Luna, I think, I can't remember what happened with Luna, but I know he goes into a mental facility, right? And I'm just going to tell you guys this now. I don't like really none of the characters, the younger characters. I don't mind Kristen, who's played by Sarah Michelle Gellar. Her origin is actually the most, literally, I'm just gonna say this, guys. Most of the characters suck. I'm just gonna be honest. Most of the characters suck. I felt like that they really pushed Everett's relationship with Blake. And if you guys think otherwise, I don't know what to tell you, but that was push. I felt like that they were really trying to push on, again, to certain identity politics in here. Which, the way I know how to say it is, I know the creator, he does not have a problem showing different, for people's sexual orientation. And again, that's perfectly fine. It's just, I felt like that they were mainly focusing on Harlan's and not anyone else's. And then when they did, it just, on either side, it was boring. I didn't care who was messing with who. I didn't care who was interested in who. I just wanted to know how they became wolves. Again, them becoming wolves and having certain abilities and relying on one another, I felt like it was kind of stupid because at least in Teen Wolf, you had the hearing, you had the strength, you had the seeing at night, you had the the hunger of wanting to tear somebody apart. You didn't have to rely on one for hearing, one for speed, one for strength, one for this and that. I found that to be really stupid, and I didn't like that. The other thing was, again, I didn't really care if any of the main characters died. And I will say that when you have main characters that you don't care about that die, then that says a lot. I think that says, hey, I don't care about this show. I don't care if any of these characters survive. I just want to know more about these, certain characters, right? I'm going to say this. I think Blake, she was the... oh man, what's the word I'm looking for? She had that classic getting bit, or like the unknown pretty girl gets revealed type of deal. The ugly duckling syndrome. And then Everett, he's just I'm just going to say this now, he's kind of a puss. He finally started growing a sack, I think at the very end of the season. And they kind of took advantage of that. And I didn't like his character. I find him to be very annoying. I found him to be really, like, you just wanted to tell him to shut up most of the time. And then you go to Harlan, who I felt like he was just a, your normal punk. You know, he was your normal punk. Like, thought everybody was after him. You know, you just want to tell him to shut up. Like, dude, like, not everybody wants to get in bed with you type of deal. And you just didn't care about his character. Like, you wanted to play the whole woe is me type of deal. And you didn't really care. You know what I mean? And then you had Luna, the beautiful, pretty girl that always wants to get with the dickhead character. And that's very, you know, high school S, I guess you would say. So they did put a lot of high school S stuff in here, but again, it's very easy to spot. It's very easy to go, okay, you know, that's what's going to happen, or this is going to happen, and it gets very, you know, like, so easy to spot because you know what's going to happen, right? So I think that was the real reason why I didn't like this show, is because they put a lot in here that I felt like was very unnecessary. They heavily emphasized on characters that I don't think was needed, or trying to pander to certain audiences, which again was not needed. And I just don't feel like that this show deserves a second season. Again, I'm not blaming the actors. They just went along with the script that they were given, but I just don't feel like that this show was really given a good send-off that was supposed to be a Teen Wolf spin-off. I love Teen Wolf. I love the characters. I think that a lot of the characters in Teen Wolf would be able to destroy any of these so-called characters. Like, I'm just going to say this, guys. You put Scott McCall in a damn room with Everett or Harlan, he will tear these guys apart. He will whoop their ass. Same thing with Derek. Same thing with Malia. Same thing with freaking... This is what's sad. You put Allison or Malia or Lydia in a room with Luna or Blake, they'd get their ass kicked. Luna and Blake would get their ass kicked. And it's like, oh, well, they still learn their ability. It don't matter. You can put the same characters in season 1. Let's just put this. You put Scott or Derek in a room with Harlan and Everett. I know who's going to walk out. It'd be Derek or Scott. Just hands down. Now, you put the last season or the movie of like Malia or all right, let's say Malia. Let's say Malia versus Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, right? Sarah Michelle Gellar's character may walk out there because, again, with her being obviously older and knowing how to be a wolf more. So maybe. But again, guys, hopefully you see my point. I don't like the way they did these characters. I thought, oh man, we're going to see, you know, we're going to see an Alpha, we're going to see an Omega. We didn't see any of that crap. They made the actual wolf form look cool, but at the same time, the powers just bitching out, honestly. I felt like that they really took them down. Like, it was like, why did they do that? Why couldn't they do the powers like they did in Teen Wolf? I don't understand that. Again, Teen Wolf is amazing, and they could have really capitalized on that idea. But again, I know this ain't Teen Wolf. I know that. But they could have gave more similarities in this show to Teen Wolf than they did. Again, if season 2 comes out, okay, fine. Will I watch it? I really don't know. I really am not very hopeful it comes back on. With the way it ended, with Luna and Harlan's stepfather possibly becoming a wolf, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character pretty much wanting to be the alpha female and having her other son pretty much bite everybody so he can make them into a pack, again, makes sense. But I don't know, guys. It's just one of those where you watch it just to watch it, just to see what happens. But in the back of your mind, you're going, I don't give a damn about any of these characters. Maybe like one or two. But that is just my overall review of this, man. I mean, again, guys, if you like it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But again, I don't really care for this show. I really don't care if it comes back on. Again, I'm happy. First off, let me just say this. I'm happy that Sarah Michelle Gellar was given an opportunity to be able to come back to television and still show she's got the stuff. And she does. But again, I just feel like she was given a half-ass script. I just feel like that's what they gave her. And she deserved so much better from coming from obviously being, you know, one of the main badass females in the 90s and early 2000s and even in the 2000s for going on great scripts. And again, regardless of how you feel about, Joss Whedon, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is always going to be a hit phenomenon, always. I think that, again, they gave her kind of a raw deal, and she went with it as best she could. So, again, that's just my thoughts. I could be wrong. Guys, what your thoughts are about this, please let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, it's about subscribing, and I'll see you as always on the next one.